So without going into too much detail about what I did for work in the prototype that I designed, I'm going to just tell you about my likes and dislikes and if I overall would use Proto.io again. Hey guys, Kristen Leek here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share my experience with Proto.io. Proto.io is a nifty software that allows you to turn your designs into prototypes. And if you are in UX or you're doing research, I know there's like some one-person teams out there. If you need to test your design by creating a prototype to see how the users like it and to see what changes need to be done, well, this is an awesome software to use. Now, I know many people talk about InVision, and that is what my company uses a lot. We use Sketch and InVision, and unfortunately and surprisingly, Sketch doesn't have every feature that you would think of. Shocking, right? So at work, I needed to create a prototype with the horizontal scroll. And by horizontal scroll, I mean the ability to swipe left and right on a mobile phone. And surprisingly, InVision does not allow that. So what ended up happening is I did a free trial of Proto.io and used it to do my user tests. So that's why I'm here, to share that experience with you, share what I think, and just so you guys know, not many prototyping tools like Proto.io and like InVision, like there aren't many that provide a horizontal scroll. So this is definitely something you need to consider if you need to create a prototype like that. So I'm gonna get started. So without going into too much detail about what I did for work in the prototype that I designed, I'm going to just tell you about my likes and dislikes and if I overall would use Proto.io again. So, like I said before, I created a mobile prototype for cell phones and needed to be able to test it on my users. One of the amazing things that I like about Proto.io is that they are compatible with Sketch, which, like I told you, is what my team uses a lot. So we design in Sketch, and there is a plugin that will export your Sketch design into whatever type of file it needs to be in to be imported into Proto.io. So super easy, super quick download. Yeah, it was easy peasy, mac and cheesy. So the other thing I really like about Proto.io is the whole reason why I'm using it. It has scrolling containers. So scrolling containers is the whole reason, the whole like functionality thing that tools like InVision are lacking. You need these scrollable containers to create an ability to swipe left and right and such. So that's a plus. The other thing that I really like about Proto.io is that it is compatible with usertesting.com. Usertesting.com is super common for user testing, usability testing. If you are in UX, again, user experience, if you are a one-man team, this is something you want to look into to be able to monitor, record, watch how other users are using your product to make sure it's the best or make sure it's getting across the way you want it to be getting across. You want the users to use the software, the product, the way you intend for it to be used. Lastly, what I really liked about Proto.io is the customer service. It was really fast. So I will say there was a small learning curve and it got a little frustrating at times, and so I just went ahead and just messaged a customer service support person and they got back to me super fast, and it was all by email, and I was just really impressed that it did not take very long. I know sometimes with InVision it takes a while, but I don't know, maybe that's comparing apples to oranges because of the size of the companies, who knows, but the customer service is on point, you guys. Okay, let's get into the dislikes. So that kind of goes into what I disliked most about Proto.io. There is a little bit of a learning curve. I mean, there's a little bit of one in InVision as well, and I will say that I still think Adobe XD has the easiest way to prototype. But again, do they have scrollable containers? No, they don't. Proto.io has its scrollable containers. And so that got me thinking, well, if I'm getting frustrated trying to create this, maybe it's just a really complex, not so black and white, easy peasy type of function, and that may be why not many prototyping tools have it, you know? Something to think about. But it is something I should warn you about. There is a learning curve to understanding it, and which is why I had to contact support when I was getting frustrated. Because it got to the point where I couldn't even move an element because I accidentally created too many containers. I was trying to undo containers, and I'm not even going to go into that. The other thing I did not really care for about Proto.io is that I kind of felt like they were trying to force me to design with their tool instead of use it for only a prototyping tool. I have to use Sketch because the rest of my team uses Sketch, and we're getting to the point where we only want to use one software, and we already have a membership with Sketch and we're used to it and it's awesome, and we're gradually getting someone else from my team who really likes Illustrator to get on the Sketch board. So Sketch Wave, like surfing. There's no way our team is not going to use Sketch, and I know it's going to be this way for many other companies and teams because Sketch has so many plugins, it has so much to offer, and I felt like there were times when I couldn't really make certain changes in the elements, or I don't know how to explain it. It just got frustrating to where I had to go back and forth in Sketch and go back and forth and export and put it in Pro.io, and I wanted to make minor tweaks, and it was just really hard for it to look the same as my Sketch file did that was in Proto as it does when you're designing in Proto. I don't know, the mess is complicated, but that was a little bit frustrating how it's not only prototype, it's also design, and yeah. Third thing I did not care about, notice how I say, I did not say hate or hate. Hate's such a strong word. Anyway, the third thing I did not really care for in this tool is that it's laggy, and I will say it could be because I'm using the online version. I don't know if there's an offline version. I don't know if there's a download like Sketch for me to just use it, but there were times when it was super laggy. I don't know if it was because of my internet. I don't know if it was because of it, but it's a pain in the butt when it happens, that's for sure. I do not care for the fact that my prototype was not responsive. It's in the way that I created a design to be used on the mobile phone. And so I had the dimensions for an iPhone. And once I did this, and once I prototyped it, and then I used it on my coworker's phone, he tested it out, it worked perfectly. He has an iPhone, whatever's out now, 6. I think it was a 6. He has an iPhone 6. Looked freaking fantastic. We put it on my phone. I have an Android. I have an LG G3 or 3, 4, whatever. And it looks like crap. It does not fill up the entire screen. It's not responsive. So I spoke to support, of course, and fantastic customer service, by the way. And I was told that I need to change my dimensions. I was told that it wasn't the right size. I need to adjust it. Well, I'm not going to go back into Sketch to redesign my design to have to export and put it back in the Pro.io and have to create the whole scrollable containers all over again. I'm not doing that. That's just not efficient for my time. So what I ended up doing is, for my user test, I just limited to people who were iPhone users. So I only tested it on iPhones, so I would not have to go through the trouble of all of that. And I mean, it still worked out well, but it's something you'd have to consider when you're doing mobile prototypes. And again, I am new to UX in this field. I'm at entry level right now. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but when I spoke to the team lead about it, he was surprised about it as well. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, everyone, so that's pretty much it with my experience with Proto.io. These are my likes, dislikes. Overall, everything works seamlessly. I was able to get everything tested. I figured out what made disliked. It just worked really well. One thing that just popped in my head though, another dislike just popped up. When doing my prototype on usertesting.com, it took a long time for the prototype to load on the user's phone. I had one person who was singing a song to me saying, "It's loading, it's loading, it's loading, still loading, I think it's ready, almost ready. Oh, it started loading again, loading, really." So that's another bummer about it. But overall, like, I thought it was awesome. I could do all this with a free trial of Proto.io. I would definitely use it again because obviously I've gotten used to scrollable containers. I may test out another product that may have more functionality and may be a little bit more flexible with using Sketch. I don't know if that's really a thing though, but it's nice to understand horizontal scrolling. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on that, do something fun to show you. But yeah, I would recommend it. I will say I did get frustrated. Like I said, there's a learning curve. So I believe it took me about 3 days to fully get it. The first day I thought I had it and I broke it, and it was broken for like half of the second day I was working on it, and then I figured it out. But yeah, I was totally used again. I would give it like I give it a 7 out of 10 as far as the tools. But yeah, I don't dislike it at first. I didn't think I liked it because I was frustrated, but yeah, it has a lot to offer, especially since it's hard to find a prototyping tool that has horizontal scroll. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining me. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. You know, go and make a comment if you have any questions about this prototyping tools or just prototyping in general, or have any video requests, because I do like making prototypes because it's a part of my job and it's fun. So I will see you in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye guys.